guys, what's up? What's going on? And welcome back to the channel. I got the phone call today that my oil had come in. Went over to O'Reilly to pick it up, and I just kind of wanted to share with you. I don't know why I always say that. I wanted to share with you what I chose for this truck. Thus far, I have ran the AMSOIL Synchro Mesh. I have ran the Hot Shots Test Oil Synchro Mesh in my second gen right now. This time, unfortunately, the Hot Shots is not available, but it does give me an opportunity to try something else too. This time I have chosen to go with the Royal Purple Synchromax. It is a high performance manual transmission fluid, smoother shifts, less particulate loss, lower temperature, and this truck, the NV5600s, is formulated with synthetic additive technology for reduced wear, smoother shifts, excellent corrosion protection, reduces friction for more power, lower operating temperatures, superb oxidation stability for longer oil life, and cleaner gearboxes, lower temperature fluidity. So I decided to go with Royal Purple. I've saw some other guys using it, so I thought, you know what, why not give it a try. In these trucks, they call for right around 5 quarts. I think it's like 4 1/4, 4 3/4, but I'm not 100% certain. To give it an honest review, I wanted to go with factory spec. Now in the G56s, that's a Mercedes transmission. The NV5600s, everybody that I know, everybody that I talk to, everybody that I see online, they always run an extra quart or two for lower noise, gear rollover, smoother shifts. I guess I'm going to go with factory spec just to give, like I said, an honest review. I have factory spec oil, or factory spec fill fluid levels in my second gen over there from Hot Shots. That's what they wanted to go with, just so they could get an honest answer, an honest review on how their oil performs at factory recommended specs. So that's what I'm doing with that. So I thought that's what I would try with this Royal Purple. Now, the same way, this drains just like my second gen, as you saw in the beginning of the video. There is no drain plug in the bottom of it. When they did go to the G56s, like I said once before, they did put a plug in the bottom. On this third gens, I still am going to fill through the top, just like I did on my truck. I have everything tore apart. There is a 5/16 there, and over there. And then there, around the boot, there is a bunch of 5/16 also, and that sits in just like that. There on this one, nobody has changed the Allen heads that is in there. So there is 4 3/16 in the top of the shift tower, and that shift tower will pull right out. I'm going to dump my fluid in there and see how everything goes. Now, something I didn't mention in my last video also. In the bottom of these NV5600s, on that PTO cover, where you saw me take that bottom bolt out and drain my oil on this truck, on my other truck, these NV5600s, they have a magnet epoxied down in the bottom of the transmission. I didn't do it on this one. It only has 182,000 miles on it. And I've never done it on my second gen because I forgot about it after I put the fluid in it, and after I put the fluid in it the second time I forgot about it. The next time I do it, I will check it. Like I said, there is a magnet epoxy down in the bottom of them transmissions, so it's a good idea every once in a while, or if you don't do it the first time, do it the second time, or do it every time. It doesn't matter. Just get the gaskets and change it. Then PTO covers, take those off, both sides, one side, whatever. Reach in there, feel what's on that magnet. Make sure there's no chunks down in the bottom of the transmission, and see what kind of metallic resin it is stuck to or down in that bottom of that oil, because you don't get all the oil out of these transmissions. Just like I did on my second gen, I did not do that on this one because it rakes forward anyway, and the plug was just a little bit lower than it was fine for me to change it. So like I said, make sure and take those PTO covers off, and they do make coolers that you can put on there if you so choose. I forget what company. There's just look on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description if you want to do the trans coolers on those. And then you also can, some of them trans coolers will come with temperature sensor ports that you can put on there. Also, these transmissions run really cool to begin with, so I've never had an issue with any of these standards that have had in the past and have had now. So I don't see the need to run a trans cooler. So I mean a trans temperature sensor. So I never have. The trans coolers, I've never ran those also, but you know, not saying it's not a good idea. I thought about putting it on this one because this one is going to do a lot more towing. But changing the oil tonight, and I don't have the transmission coolers, so I guess we're not doing it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and dump the oil in the top, get it put back together, and we're going to see how this shifts. Alright, with everything put back together like you saw, 5 quarts in. Like I said, the transmission calls for 4 1/4, 4 3/4, something like that, 5. So I just put 5 in. I do have the option, I can put another quart in if I want to, or 2 more quarts. The way I filled my second gen the first time, now on these, I do have a pump for the AMSOIL bottle. The Royal Purple bottles, the neck is just a little bit smaller, so I did not have the ability to pump it in. You can pump it in the bottom if you're going to put an extra quart in. Where I took the bolt out to drain the oil out of that PTO cover, go directly above it, the bolt in the center is where you would fill it to put an extra quart or 2 in there. And AMSOIL does have a pump you can purchase with a straw that goes all the way down to the bottom of them bottles, and you're able to pump it in. I think I may invest in one of those. I don't know. We'll see how this oil goes. If Hot Shots comes out with their oil, but I'm pretty stoked on, or pretty excited to see how this shifts in comparison to my other truck. Now this has right around 40,000 less miles than my other truck, so you know, hopefully it should shift a lot better than what that truck does. But I mean, first impressions, it doesn't seem bad. There's first or second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and over there for reverse. So everything feels pretty good and smooth. I don't know. You know, the Synchromax, or the Synchromax, it's pretty much the same as an ATF, but just a little bit thicker. So I don't know, we'll see how things go. I'm going to take it for a test drive. I may even drive this to work tomorrow and see how things go. So in the meantime, guys, if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.